Welcome to the SensED lesson tutorial number 15. Today, we will explore patterns and repetition, a multimodal sensory activity designed for students aged 10 to 13 years old. This lesson focuses primarily on visual processing and movement while encouraging creativity, concentration, and self-expression through the exploration of patterns and repeated designs. Students will discover how repetition can create structure, rhythm, and beauty while developing observation and problem-solving skills. Before beginning, prepare the learning environment. You will need printed examples of patterns, mosaics, or decorative designs, drawing sheets, colored pens or markers, rulers, and compasses. Optional materials may include photographs showing patterns found in nature, architecture, art, or everyday objects. Arrange the classroom in a calm and organized way, with clearly defined workspaces and a visual schedule displaying the lesson steps. A predictable environment helps students feel comfortable and focused. Begin by introducing the concept of patterns. Show students examples of patterns from different contexts, such as mosaics, geometric designs, textiles, architecture, or natural forms. Encourage them to observe carefully and identify what repeats. Ask questions such as, "What do you notice repeating? How does the pattern continue? What shapes or colors are used?" This discussion helps students recognize visual sequences and prepares them for their own creative work. Next, invite students to create their own repetitive pattern. They may begin with simple shapes, lines, colors, or symbols, and gradually build a larger design through repetition. Encourage experimentation and personal choice. Some students may prefer highly organized geometric patterns, while others may create more creative or abstract designs. Remind students that there is no single correct solution. Patterns can be simple, complex, colorful, or minimal. The goal is to explore repetition and visual organization. For students who would like an additional challenge, introduce the option of creating a mandala. Demonstrate how repeated shapes, lines, and colors can be arranged around a central point to create a balanced and symmetrical design. Students may use rulers and compasses to support their work or create freehand designs based on their own ideas. This stage encourages focus, creativity, and sustained attention. As students work, encourage them to observe how repetition creates rhythm and structure. You may ask reflective questions such as, "What happens when you repeat the same shape? How does adding color change the pattern? What part of your design do you like most?" These prompts support creative thinking and self-expression. Remember that students have different sensory preferences. For sensory-seeking learners, provide opportunities to create larger patterns, use vibrant colors, or explore body-based patterns through movement before drawing. For sensory-avoidant learners, reduce visual distractions, use softer colors, and provide a calm workspace with limited sensory input. Offering choices helps students participate comfortably and confidently. Throughout the lesson, observe students' ability to recognize patterns, continue sequences, and create their own designs. Notice their engagement, attention, creativity, and use of self-regulation strategies. Remember that participation may be demonstrated through drawing, pointing, selecting materials, or explaining ideas verbally or non-verbally. At the end of the activity, invite students to share their work. They may explain their patterns, point out repeated elements, or simply display their designs to the group. Encourage students to appreciate the diversity of approaches and recognize that every pattern reflects individual creativity. Patterns and repetition is more than an art activity. It is an opportunity for students to explore visual organization, mathematical thinking, creativity, and self-expression, while discovering how repetition can create structure, meaning, and beauty. Thank you for watching this SensED lesson tutorial.